Where did you learn to stay around people and situations that don't allow you to truly be or isn't accepting of you being your whole self? I mean, like, present as yourself, not just tolerated, but literally where you can be free to be your whole entire self and fully supported in however you want to express yourself. A lot of times we stay in situations as adults because we surrounded ourselves or were surrounded by situations that tolerated our existence, that didn't have patience with who we were, that required us to be a certain way in order to be loved, accepted, to be hugged. And I came up with this came to mind when I was thinking about how I love love and I love being the lover girl. And I saw an artist and she was saying that lover girls need art. They need something that they're excited about, that they have a crush on. And when I heard that concept, I was like, yeah, that's right. Because most artists are in love with some aspect of the art they're doing, even if they don't fully understand it. And that's how relationships are. And when you're an artist, you actually approach relationships like you do your art. You want to see what it's about, explore it, and understand, the different parts of it, and also pay attention to how it reacts to things that you do so that you can know the medium or the personality. If not, if we're talking about humans, the medium would be like the paint, the color pencils, like whatever tools you're using in art. For humans, paying attention to like what the person likes and doesn't like. And most of the time, we find ourselves paying attention to the things that they don't like or that it seems that they don't like. But it's possible that they're just not used to that. I think that we rob people when we don't show up authentically as ourselves. I think we rob people when we don't know ourselves before we get in relationships. And I don't mean know yourself like you're so finite, you're never going to change. I mean, foundationally, there are some things about you. Understanding those things when you get into a relationship with somebody, when you're in relation to someone, even if you're not in a relationship yet. Literally knowing the version of yourself, who you are today, and being accepting of who you are tomorrow. Like, we live in a society that says you need to be the same all the time. Like, we need you to be reliable, and reliability requires you to be stuck in this state of mind and this constant practice of the same things so that people can identify you by the work of your hands, by your habits, by how you show up and how you fit in the piece that you are in the puzzle, how you fit in the puzzle. It doesn't leave very much room for you to expand or to retract. It doesn't leave much room for you to shift. And when you don't have that type of room, you feel like you're suffocating. Because trying to be the same all the time, trying to be the employee that you were when they hired you, trying to be the person that you was last week. I remember when I was working in corporate America, literally trying to remember what I did in a week. If it wasn't written on my calendar, on my task list, if it wasn't something that was on my board, I was not going to remember it. because I was doing so many things. I was multitasking. I was all over the place. I was all over the place. I literally was a single parent. I was working multiple jobs. There was a point when I literally, when I think about all the things that I was doing before, I understand why I was exhausted. I was working a full-time job and part-time job, raising 3 kids. They were in sports. And there were times when I was going to school as well at the same damn time. Had no idea who I was. But I love so many aspects of my life because there were sources outside of me that gave me entertainment, helped me to be more sociable. There were people that were in my life that literally kept me social just so I could have like some human contact. And now that I am more of myself and I'm more accepting of my evolution and how things are changing, I realize that there are spaces that I stay too long. And I'm not blaming the other person, nor am I blaming myself. You just got to know when you stay too long. Like when you're having a conversation with someone and there's nothing else to say, but you're still standing there, you don't have to. Though you can gracefully bow out. Though you want to, if you got to be there for a certain amount of time, it doesn't mean you have to talk the whole entire time. Give yourself permission not to show up once you're no longer needed to show up. That way you're not overly showing up. That's it. That's all. Okay, I lied. And if you are a lover girl or a lover boy, be all of that. With everything. Making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, doing your art, washing your car. Be okay with being a lover girl, a lover boy, just in life, period. Like those things that you love it. Submerge yourself in it. The people that cringe, they're the ones that's turned off from theirs. And it's cool. You don't need them to be accepting of it. You just need to love it yourself. And then you'll attract the people that admire it and want to love it too.